Good morning. It is a beautiful Monday morning here on the prairie. The temperature when I first woke up at 5 was 61 degrees. Beautiful, cool morning. Not really a wind, maybe barely even a gentle breeze out there. It's lovely. This is my sunroom. This is the place that we love to hang out. My husband spends a lot of time out here. I love it. It's kind of like being in a treehouse because we have this large maple right outside the sunroom, and so it's kind of like we're up in a treehouse, which my brother had one on the farm, but um, I don't remember going up into it very often. Maybe it was his treehouse. So good morning. Welcome to Find Your Pink Flamingos. I'm so glad you said yes to being part of this group. I don't have it all figured out yet. I'm working on that. But I had to tell you this morning that this is a dream for me. And maybe you too in life have had a dream about doing something, creating something. When my mom died, that pretty much kicked my butt and turned life into something of a puddle of emotions. It was 1990, and I was 34 years old, working at South Dakota Tourism. I had just returned from my first overseas trip marketing South Dakota. I had been gone for like 17 days, long trip, exhausting trip. Came home and we were in the middle of remodeling a kitchen, which means, well, if you've ever done that, you know what I mean. It's just a messy deal. And so life was already upside down when my sister called, and just a few minutes later, there was no mom. So I think a sudden death may have been harder in some ways on my system because it was literally a shock. I lost 7 pounds in 7 days. And the only reason I ever knew that was a friend took me out shopping afterwards to try to brighten me up a little bit, and I was a different size than I had been. So a shocking death, and then recovering from that, and it's your mom, and you didn't get to say goodbye. All that was, and I'll dig into a whole lot more of my story only to help you with your story. But I think that pain led me to a place where when I wrote the letters that became Dear Mom, my first book, I knew healing like I had never known healing. And my commitment to God with that first book was, if I could help 1 or 2 people, that was it. That's all I said to God. If I could help 1 or 2 people who knew the pain of sudden loss of a mom, then the whole thing would be worth it. All the money, all the time, everything would be worth it. And of course, Dear Mom helped more than 1 or 2 people. It helped quite a few people. That began, publishing Dear Mom just began this whole journey of sharing about moms, sharing, the gifts from them, and sharing their words and their actions, and we laughed a lot, we shared tears, and all of that just made me think, oh, what if I could have this community where people would hang out and talk about this? I created my e-zine, and I've had that for almost 15 years. Dear Mom e-letter is what it's called. And I published, and I've had wonderful response to that. Some of you may have seen that e-zine. And I'm still publishing it, just not quite as frequently, and trying to figure out what to do with that now that I have this. But anyway, all of that led me to still wanting a community where people could interact, where it wasn't just me saying something. I don't want this to be just Dee Dee Speaks. That's not my goal. I want to have an opportunity for us to connect and for you to share stories, share values, share pictures, share stuff with each other. That's what I'm hoping for here. I'm not going to turn this into a ton of work for you, but I'm going to have some fun. The popular term right now is a challenge, where people do things for online for 3, 4, 5 days, a week, whatever. And I'm working my way through that as well to figure out what would be best with this group. So I'm here to tell you I don't have it all figured out, but I wanted to start and needed to start someplace. So I'm being very honest with you. I know that healing from anything is transformative. And I know that finding Mom's core values in her life, a very ordinary life on a very ordinary prairie, that those values change things for me. And that as I've learned to listen to them and listen to the values in my heart, that, man, life changed. So this is my Monday morning greeting to say hi. Thanks for joining the group. And we'll connect again soon. Thank you.